Hello, everybody. How we doing tonight? It is good to be here with you all, and I am here. How we doing? Good to see you all. Got my new cap on from the IndoctriNATION.shop. My new sweatshirt from the IndoctriNATION.shop. And I want to just thank everybody who goes out and buys the gear and sends in the pics. I have I, as promised, will be getting those pics up into the show very soon. And thank you for your patience with that. But please keep sending the pics because I'd love to get your picture up there wearing the Sned gear. Happy Thursday, everybody, and I hope you are well. I'm excited to be here with you tonight. And I got to tell you, there's by the way, Cindy, thank you for not Cindy Johnson, but Cindy, who was saying hit the like button early on. And I appreciate you guys, kind of, helping each other remember what helps the Truthcast. And certainly getting the, let me get this a little closer, getting the hitting the like button is certainly a big help because of how we're able to it helps the YouTube channel, and so I appreciate that. So we are good. Yeah, everyone has sound. Yeah, we're good with sound. Let's see. Tammy, hey Dave, thank you for getting the truth out. Tammy, you're welcome. Hey Kurt, good evening. Thank you. Lisa Lindberg, never got my shirt. I won. Lisa Palacio and family Christmas card. Yes, Lisa. My goodness, because your address was on the card and it wasn't in the emails. Also, please, if you won and you didn't get your shirt, please send me an email, davesned@gmail.com. davesned@gmail.com with your email, because what we do is we email you, well, actually, no, I think I need your address as well, right? Yeah, I need your address as well. So please, let me get the address up there. It's the same as Venmo, as you guys know, I think, right? Let me see. I'll just scroll it up here, and it's the Venmo or the PayPal, davesned@gmail. It's right there for you, davesned@gmail. So forgive me, Lisa. Much love to you, and thanks for reminding me. And I've got to get a few others out as well. Thank you, and thank you, Maria, for mentioning that too. I appreciate that. Guys, my bandwidth is just really, really low these days, and I appreciate your patience on so much. Mary, you bought the camo hat this morning. The camo hat, I don't think I've even seen the camo hat. The camo hat. We got the camo hat now. Let me go there. Let me see what we got here real quick, and then we'll get into some stuff here. The shirts. By the way, guys, also the Truthcast. Oh, I got to get rid of this. Sorry. There we go. The Truthcast will be on the IndoctriNATION.com. And did the title come out incorrectly? There's so many hoops, folks, that I've got to jump through to get this right. I can't even tell you what's going on here. But the headwear. Oh, yeah, here's the camo hat. Yes, fantastic. There's your camo hat, folks. You can get your ponytail through there, right? And you can blend in because the camo. You go incognito. Excuse me. Lucinda, thank you. I look much better than last week. I feel much better than last week. Thank you all. And thanks for all the prayers. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, M. Demi, 66. Appreciate you all. Let's see. Gabby, how you doing? Quasi Pete, how you doing? Good to see you, my loyal Twitchers. And so good to be here with you all. Hey, we're about 900. We're nearing 1,000. Please share this out if you haven't already. Like and hit the subscribe, and we'll get rolling here. Eclectic Dawn Gray. Yeah, my bandwidth is horrible. Seriously tired of big tech. Yeah. It's kind of like, Gabby, thank you. I feel brighter, and thank you, Dad times 10. Not up on Facebook. Okay. So that's one of the things that they make me jump through this hoop, because so each time I have to edit the audience and go public, even though I've already made my public. So now Facebook is public, folks. So please share that out on Facebook, and I appreciate you for doing that. So yeah, let me get my my Gmail up here, and with my list. Excuse me. Let me see. What am I doing here? So I hope you all are well. And do you have any questions for me before we get launched here? I'd love to take a few questions. Yes, Christy, thank you for that reminder. Thankful Thursday. Christy's calling this Thankful Thursday show. And I am thankful. And I already mentioned the gratitude. Okay, I'm going to take that down now, that scroll now. Okay. So let me get to the chat, see if you guys have any questions. Cindy, got both your hoodies just in time. Turned really cold in Ohio again. Love them. Awesome, Cindy. Aren't they comfortable? Like literally, I don't get out of this now. I'm hooked. But thank you guys. Karen, my eyes are brighter. Awesome. Good to know. Thank you. You see me, Roy, you see me on Facebook? Good. Okay. You do. Sue Morris, we have all the patience in the world for you, Dave. You really do. And I love you for that. Thank you so much. Cindy, please friend me on Facebook so I can go there for your show. Okay, Cindy, forgive me, guys, if I haven't accepted your friend request with Paul Michaels. Here's why. I haven't spent much time on Paul Michaels because I want to go with a business or I forget the other kind of Facebook account that you can get. But if I can go business, then we can get better metrics on it and so forth. Okay. So that's why I haven't really spent that time and friended everybody. So I'm sorry. But I'm gonna do that here in the next couple days. Probably over the weekend, actually. So Cabin Bliss has asked a question, do we need to do prepper stuff? Well, if you're in a cabin, I would say you should always have prepper stuff ready. Here's the thing. I've said this as long as I've been talking into a phone or a microphone and getting people on the other end, is be ready, be prepared. Always. Doesn't matter what's going on in the world. It's like, because here's the thing. Do we need to prepare for an event where we may need preparation? Yes. Yesterday, today, do it. All right. Extra food, extra water, weapons, ammo. Do I think you're going to need it? Just in terms of like, if systems are down, if banks are down, natural tragedies, events, tornadoes, hurricanes, Just always be ready. There's no reason why you shouldn't have stuff stored, in my opinion. Okay. Um, GQ, how am I feeling? Thank you for asking. That's one of the questions I appreciate. And Nikki's in a cabin in Montana. Awesome. My sister bought some property in Montana recently, my sister and brother in law, that they're looking to retire to get out of California. So Montana is so beautiful. So I'm feeling better. Thank you. And yet, still getting through, still working things out here. So that's why my bandwidth is so low. I as you know, I still have a job, and so I have to work that some during the day. I'm in bed most of the day, and then I grab some materials here and there throughout the day, and then come to you tonight. So, Sandra, hi from South Carolina. Hello. Over 600 watching on YouTube, so please smash the like button. Cindy Dixon, thank you. That was you. Let's see. Michael, just got done reloading 1,500 rounds. Well done. Well done. Michael, are you reloading 1,500 rounds because you're taking you're getting rid of your old bullets and putting in fresh? Could you explain to the audience maybe? Let's see. David Steele says 2 different Bidens, Jim Carrey and James Woods. Jim Carrey must have made a deal for a lighter sentence. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I try to stay away from information that is speculative that we can't prove, right? Robert David Steele is alive. That was I felt like that was wrong from the get-go, and I'm glad he is, by the way. I believe him to be a patriot, so I'm glad that Robert is alive. He's been doing a lot of work for a very long time, Selena, thank you very much. You look great tonight, Dave. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is interesting, Rick. Mike Lindell's Frank is coming out on Monday, and it's free speech, except you can't swear. And I think that's not really free speech. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a word. It's just a word. It's not. I can understand not using the Lord's name in vain, maybe being because he's Christian, but to not be able to swear, yeah, it just doesn't really feel like free speech to me. Okay. Lynn, hi everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. Can I ask for prayers for my son tomorrow? Absolutely, Lynn. Prayers for your son tomorrow. Let's see. Hello, Uncle Dave. Did you accidentally butt dial up a show earlier today? John and Diana. What do you mean, butt dial up a show? Oh, do you mean did I do a show earlier? Here's what I did. I used my software to have a call with Craig Allen Campbell and his producer John Robson and Rob Swade and Nick Geist earlier today to talk about platforms. And so, but I clicked off right away. Yeah, that's the thing. Isn't Jim Carrey bigger and taller than Biden? Yes, I believe he is taller, and that's why it's I question it. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, and the jab's going to need a third shot. Scott McKay said 107 is cabal. When did Scott say that? You guys know I don't listen to 107, right? Got nothing against the guy. It's just that I, you know, everyone thought he was JFK Jr. or Q, and he didn't. It took him a while to say it. You know what I mean? So if somebody said, "Hey, Dave, are you Q?" You've asked me before. Actually, I've had you guys ask me if I'm Q, and, and I've either I've made a joke about it, or can't say anybody, you can't tell anybody, or I'll say flat out no, right? Uh, yeah, I don't think Scott said that, so I don't know who said that, but uh, no, I didn't go on with Kirsten W on Wednesday morning. She had a dentist appointment, so she did a show really, really early. Yeah, yes, shenanigans. We are all Q. That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. But we do know that there have been some people who have been, saying it sooner. Margaret, I'm with you. Um, the Scott was joking. Okay, okay. Scott did say it, but he was joking. Okay, because I thought he liked Juan. Um, Nancy, Dave, can I ask for protective prayers for my grandson while at his school? In fact, prayers that we are all safe during these crazy days. Yes, Nancy, absolutely. Um, okay, Scott was being sarcastic. Okay, good. That sounds more like Scott. Okay. Um, let's see. Okay. GQ, yes, she bought it's not a mansion in Topanga. Yeah, 1.4 million. It's a house with like a side house, and so yeah. Don, Wednesday morning show was awesome. Thank you, Don. I really enjoyed doing that actually. Um, yeah. So yeah. Okay. So he didn't say that seriously. Good. Good to know. So hey, Teresa, welcome. Welcome. Okay. Hope you have the clip of Jim Jordan. It was great. Dexter, if you want to send that to me, that would be good. Yeah, Lisa, I saw the picture of Ivanka in the jab. Was that on video or just picture? Okay. Um, Terry finally got restricted from Facebook her first time. I finally earned a badge. Okay. Awesome. 1,345 people. If you're on YouTube, please hit the like button. Please share this broadcast out. She is about probably Barbara. She's probably about 10, 15 minutes from me. I'm not exactly sure where she is. I can find out, but I haven't yet. And so, but yeah, very odd that she would buy up here. It's a beautiful area. Don't get me wrong. It's just, it's not, these are, she's far away from her peeps. Let's just say that. Yeah. So let me talk about that. Why is Ivanka getting the jab? Let me address that. Here's the thing. I think that, excuse me. Cheers, everybody. Happy Thursday. I haven't been happy with Trump talking about the vaccines recently, like he's been. Don, drop off a T-shirt to your new neighbor, Dave. Be nice. Yeah, if I see her, I'm gonna be nice. I mean, I'm naturally, nice to people. Really, I have no reason to be anything but I would probably say, hey, would you, I'm interested about a few things and just have a conversation with her. So I'm sure I'll probably run into her sometime because it's kind of a small town. So let's talk about the jab for a quick minute, and then I'm going to get to some headlines and some news that I think is great. Excuse me. So yes, they never said it was the Cindy says the CV, right? And hey, yes, if you're here, folks from Prepping 101, welcome. Good to have you here. Love your show. Love your peeps over there. And I know Hawk, you introduced everybody, and I'm going to give you a call, bud, here in the next couple days. And so yeah, it's a show. But I don't understand why Trump is being so vocal about, and maybe Todd has some thoughts on this tonight, or Cindy. And so I don't have, I don't understand why he's pushing for how safe it is. But I will say that I think there's a bigger plan that we're not aware of. And here's the other thing. Excuse me. Debbie, did she say it was a shot, not a V? And if so, what kind of shot would it be? But he is kind of talking up the jab a bit. Excuse me, and I don't know if he's placating the pharma so that he can get on mainstream media. Like they're only let him get on mainstream media, and he trusts us to know that it's not. That he doesn't really want us to do that, but he does want us to have the freedom of choice, right? That's so key, folks, okay? Because not everybody believes as we believe, right? And I talked to a platform today, by the way. I want to talk to you about that a little bit more, but that I talked to a platform that does not discriminate at all, does not block our First Amendment right at all. And so, Penny Joe, maybe they put HCQ in the shots, and that's why it can't go outside of the U.S. and be shared either. That's very possible as well. But we're also having a lot of adverse reactions as well. Barbara has great posts on that. Recently, Patricia, Barb, if you want to send me a messenger, please, if you have something on that. And so at any rate, I think, Amber, what I mentioned the other night is that that when he said that J&J was being, treated poorly, it's because he knows it's the only one that doesn't have the mRNA in it. That and the AstraZeneca. So think about all the side effects that all these are getting, and yet they're taking out J&J and AstraZeneca, right? Deb, the choice is free to make when your president tells you the correct info. And the correct info would not be that they're safe, right? And so that's not really correct info. And so, it's interesting. It's interesting what's going on. She could have gotten the B12 shot, guys. I've had B12 shots when I was doing in the movie business. We'd have somebody come on set and give whoever in the crew wanted a B12 because it was really good for energy, right? And so, can anyone get Jim Jordan's Fauci to Dave? I can't get it to send. Dexter Jane. Was that the one when he challenged Fauci in Congress? Because that was a couple weeks ago, I think. My friend is a nurse from KK Dundee 02. My friend is a nurse. She said there are numerous patients with blood clots and a lot of major illnesses because of the jab. Yes, we're seeing that as well, right? What is the V? What if the V is therapeutic and once again we look like fools? Celestial soul. I hope it's therapeutic. I'd be happy to look like a fool if people weren't really dying from this and people were really getting bad side effects and people weren't really injecting an mRNA software. So Renee says giant double-blind study. Most people getting a placebo, people getting the real shot are having the side effects. Okay. So Yeah, I mean, it's if she's getting a jab when everybody else is like, "Hey, getting my jab was getting my jab," all that. Um, it's it's misleading. Beth says all media calls the jab shot in the arms, including Biden, Whitmer. Jamatra says shot in arms is great awakening. Nice, nice. Don says my friend bought a V card in New York City for $40. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that up there, right? Um, so let's see. So, hey, Prep 101, do like Street Fighter and set up multiple channels. Okay, so Street Fighter, Scott is doing some great work, obviously, right? I love Scott, and I think he's doing some really, really fantastic work. And Scott does a lot of work behind the scenes, setting up the other accounts and then going to them and going with the different URLs and all that kind of stuff. It's not easy doing what he's doing. And so my hat's off to him. But I tell you, folks, when you build up your audience and all your content, and then it's taken away, we're supposed to stay on the battlefield, and I'll never leave the battlefield. It's maddening when you can't speak, say the things you want to say, or when you do, you don't have control over what happens to you once you do. So yeah. So at any rate. Deb, did you see the supposed 17 post on Parler? No, and I don't believe it's a 17 post because the platform that 17 normally communicates on is still available. So, okay. Joe says Ivanka shot heard all over the world, around the world. That's interesting. All right, that's interesting. Yeah, so okay. Yeah. Let's see. So much bad news on the side okay. Yeah, just do your homework, folks, right? Do your homework. And D Livers, thanks for being there. Thanks for being there, guys. So we have right now, let me see here. Just want to get a head count here. We're at 1,600 exactly. No, 1,632. And D Live's got 131, Twitch 273, YouTube 1,023. Please hit like. And Facebook 197. We're getting back up there with Facebook, and I haven't even launched the other account yet, which I'll do. And then you guys can just follow immediately, and we'll automatically be friends. I think that's the way it works. Okay. Yeah, so okay. The person that reported that Robert David Steele had been assassinated, my understanding is that it was the first one was praying medic. So that's really odd, right? Really odd. LE says our problem is our state banned HCQ, so we'll have to search for it. LE, what state are you in, please? Okay. Lola, yeah, let's like the shit out of this, please. Yes, please. Guys, even if you're on your TV, if you wouldn't mind picking up your phone, picking up your laptop, and liking it, it would be really, really helpful. Yeah, no. Robert David Steele is still alive. As a matter of fact, I'm going to reach out to him tomorrow, and I'll tell you more about that later. Okay. Oregon banned HCQ. Unbelievable. And I'm taking it now. I'm taking it, and it's great for decalcifying your pineal gland too. Yeah. Okay, so let me take this last question by Patty, and we can do more later maybe. Well, depending on what time it is, but because I'm getting a late start. I'm getting a really late start because I wanted to talk with you guys for a little bit. Patty asks, Dave, have you heard that the jab people can shed a mutated virus, which is dangerous? Yes. And I'll give you an example. I talked to a friend of mine whose son went to school. I used to coach his son, her son, in basketball, and they're awake. And he went to school, and supposedly everybody all the teachers are have taken the jab, right? And so and he got sick for 3 days. Okay, and and she said that she thinks he got it from one of the teachers that had been jabbed, because they shed after they get jabbed. And so thank you, Lynn, Dave, done and shared. Thank you all for who are sharing this. And so, and I said he's better, right? And she said yes. I said now he's stronger because his natural immunity got this mutated virus and he knocked it out, and now he's stronger. So yes, ivermectin too, Dana, absolutely. And Julie says that, let me take you here. No, this isn't it. It's the wrong link, Julie, but Julie says that AmericanFrontlineDoctors.com, maybe it's .org, I'm not sure, will give you a prescription. So please check that out. Julie, thank you for that great tidbit of information. Okay, so let's get into it. Somebody said, so when is the military going to take over, for Biden? We don't know, right? We don't know when that's going to happen, but we know it's going to happen. That's the kind of thing. I want to make sure. Let me scoot over here. I'm getting out of the picture. So I'm trying to recline here. So, okay, folks. Let's see. Hey, Hawk, good to see you, man. Yeah, I was just talking about you. I said thanks for bringing over introducing us to 101, and I plan on giving you a phone call probably over the weekend. So I look forward to connecting with you. Let's see. Okay. I got to answer this one because this is important. How did I get HCQ? Rheumatoid arthritis. Rheumatoid arthritis. Okay. There you go. All right. Great. All right. So let's get to it. All right. Here we go. I want to show you a few things. This is Ivanka Trump's Facebook. Okay. Let's see, and that's it. Okay. So something, and she didn't say anything about it. It doesn't look like, right? So yeah. So don't know what's going on there. Okay. Selena, thank you for sending that to me. Let's see. And let's see. So Barb. Okay. Barb, this is great. I'm looking forward to reading this for everybody. Let me see if I can make that bigger so you can read it. I don't think I can. All right. So let me just read this for you. This is from our very own Barbara Ann Herron. Have you read this? The picture below says what words can't. Why President Trump had to endorse these deadly jabs. Julie Burson, Belle Kaczynski, and Bonnie Stanford. Okay. Looks like where Barb got it. He is part of a military op. The globalist plan involves starting CV after the 2016 election, which they assumed Hillary would win. When she didn't, they waited until last year of DJT's term to roll it out for several reasons. It provided cover for election fraud. We know that. To start the depopulation, we know that, to begin widespread fear and control, to not give President Trump enough time to make a jab so that they could present one, excuse me, that could be approved by the FDA and mandated for all, which, by the way, which one was mandated, which one was approved by the FDA 2 days after the election? Was it Pfizer, I think? Yeah, I think it was Pfizer. DJT had to make a counter move to get rid of CV and all the fear and control that goes with it to expose Big Pharma and to ensure a quick jab that, due to being rushed, would have to be labeled experimental and thus not be mandated. He had to weigh both options. Tell America the jab are a Big Pharma globalist plan to depopulate the world, or endorse it. Yeah, that's it could have been a different option, I think. Another option could have been that he personally doesn't like it, or personally isn't going to get one, and personally isn't going to recommend that his family gets one, but wanted to get it out to the American public because many want it. But that would have, yeah. So consequences of each. If he had warned everyone, the media would mock him, call him a failure, hype CV all the more, and demand a real shot. He would be able to expose election. He wouldn't be able to expose election theft, make thousands of arrests, expose the deep state plan, and turn things around on a wide scale with the public waking up. He would have had to stop the election theft before it could be seen and take office for the second term, thus forcing his hand and resulting in chaos and an unavoidable civil war, with the mainstream media stoking the flames and increasing public terror. By endorsing it, but placing truthful into in an alternative news sites, the deep states jab had to remain experimental and thus not mandatory, which was not part of their plan. If DJT can turn this around on a wide scale in the upcoming month or so, he can stop the momentum, have way less deaths, and get the jab sheep to med beds. In war, sometimes you have to choose between two bad options. Given the globalist strategy, DJT and the military chose the path with the fewest casualties, and that is to keep going with the facade of publicly endorsing the toxic but not mandatory jab. The alternative would have been far more deadly for all of us in so many ways. Had an approved mandated jab been created by the deep state, it would be killing millions more right now. Okay. So, yes, I agree with some of those, and yet I wish he wasn't such a salesman for them. That's all, right? Like, okay, just don't be the top salesman for them. And he wasn't when he was president because of the just lost my train of thought. I'm sorry, guys. I'm very tired. And I was seeing something else too. And this is another post from Barb that an anon on 8kun brought this up. Oh, just finishing up with Trump couldn't, when he was president, they were already blaming him for all the deaths, right? And yet he knew that some people would not be able to continue on with their life without the comfort of knowing that they're vaccinated. So he's going to absolutely make sure that that they have an option. That's all. That they have an option. Excuse me. So this is one of Barb's drops from Mike Pompeo, and Anon found this link. Remember on the Delta that I showed you, that now that the Russia collusion is a proven lie, when did the trials for treason begin? I think that was Monday night's show that I showed you this. The image name is 54321 JPEG. Okay. To the left on Pompeo's board was 54321. Brilliant. Really brilliant catch there. And that was an anon on 4chan. Thank you for that, Barb. Thank you for sending that to me. Let's go to another one. And this is the other side of the board. Okay. Placeholder, indictments tracking, non-civilian set 1. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember, nothing is random here, right? Nothing is random. Okay. Placeholder, indictments tracking, civilian. Placeholder, acts of treason plus support articles. Placeholder, foreign acts, published. Placeholder, FISA pub. Okay. So the civilian indictments, the acts of treason, the foreign acts, and the FISA all will take people out. So good stuff there. So let me take you to some of the stories today. Okay, this is a feel good. Okay, this is fantastic. This is something I want to read to you. Student raises more than $55,000 for a teacher living out of his car. Okay, this is Breitbart. A former substitute teacher who fell on hard times and was living out of his car got help from one of his former students in the best way possible. Jose Villarreal, 77, who goes by the nickname Mr. V, worked as a substitute teacher in California for decades. Stephen Nava, a former student, remembered meeting Mr. V in 2014. Okay, so this is 7 years ago, during his freshman year of high school. So now he's out of high school, right? He was a pretty cool teacher. And he wasn't like those sorts of substitute teachers that would just take the attendance and then, just sit and have the whole class go crazy, said Nava. He was really passionate about making sure everybody, is actually getting something out of the whole lecture. Okay. After Nava graduated high school, he began noticing Mr. V in his neighborhood. I really honestly never got the impression that, he was homeless or anything. And then until now this year, I started seeing him more frequently. Okay. At first, he spotted Mr. V at the fast food joint near where he went to college. So this boy is in college. Then Nava noticed Mr. V's car would be parked in his neighborhood each morning when he went to work. What Nava didn't know is that Mr. V had been living out of his car for 8 years. So he was living out of his car when Nava met him as a freshman, and he was speaking passionately as a substitute teacher, which, folks, we know substitute teachers never get the kind of respect that they should get, right? They're the ones that are dumped on the most of all teachers, right? So when the pandemic forced many businesses and schools to close and operate remotely, Villarreal decided to resign from his substitute teaching job so he could collect his pension. The money from his pension was not enough for him to sustain himself. So when Villarreal told Nava about his situation, prompted Nava to give him $300 and a hotel room. Nava was able to locate temporary housing for Mr. V, but he wanted to do more for his beloved teacher. So he created a GoFundMe to help his teacher. The first campaign raised $27,480. Got a lot of attention from the media, former students, and local officials. So after Nava and the community gathered to present him with the $27,000, Nava created another GoFundMe called Keep Mr. V Moving. As of Tuesday afternoon, the page raised more than $27,000, bringing the grand total of money raised for Villarreal to more than $55,000, which he plans to use the money to get a better living situation. The only thing I don't like about this article is that we don't see the face of the young man who did this wonderful act of love and respect for his former teacher. So Nava, his name is Nava. Where's his last name? We might not have it. Stephen Nava. Stephen Nava. Okay. Stephen Nava, thank you. You're a good man. Okay. Okay, so this is important. This is Biden appoints commission to study adding seats, term limits for Supreme Court. The commission will provide a president report on possible court reforms. Guess what they're going to do, folks, that they wouldn't tell you that they were going to do earlier, and that is that they were going to, I think I have to do something here. Hold on. Let me do this. Yeah, I'm going to have to do this because I'm running out of space here. Okay, I feel like I got to tuck myself into a ball. He will create a commission to study changes, including adding seats or instituting term limits. So they don't have the job for life, right? But meanwhile, Biden, who's been there for longer than the buildings themselves, he's going to talk term limits now. Okay, so it was a campaign promise, but he never said if he was going to pack the court. Okay. But he has in the past, and I've shown you video of this, indicated that he believes the court should not be subject to the political swings of the electoral cycle. The last thing we need to do is turn the Supreme Court into just a political football. Whoever has the most votes gets whatever they want, Biden told the CBS News program 60 Minutes. Presidents come and go. Supreme Court justices stay for generations. The 36-person commission is set to study, debate for, and against making changes to the court. So the future of our Supreme Court is up to 36 people appointed by Biden. He's been under pressure to add seats to the bench to compensate for a rightward political shift after former President Donald Trump appointed 3 nominees, which is in his right to do so. Okay. Yeah. So, okay. So we got that going on, right? Which is, we knew was coming, but they wouldn't say it for sure. Right. So this is the Democrats admit to packing Supreme Court for political reasons. Mitch McConnell and Donald Trump broke the court. So they're flat out saying that what they did was wrong. They admitted this radical legislation is for political reasons during a press conference Thursday. Ed Markey said legislation to pack the Supreme Court from 9 justices to 13 is necessary because Republicans broke the court through legitimate appointments. The court is broken because leader Mitch McConnell and his Senate Republican colleagues and Donald Trump broke it. This is, Markey. Markey pointed to the slight 5-4 conservative majority on the court that has caused this crisis of confidence in our country. Do you guys have a crisis of confidence? I don't have a crisis of confidence. They make shit up all the time. The Republicans stole 2 seats on the Supreme Court. Now it's up to us to repair the damage. They're still, butthurt over the fact that McConnell stalled the open seat until Trump got into office, right? Which was Garland. Right? They weren't going to appoint Garland, right? So Markey also, this guy's just a pawn. He's doing what he's told. Democrat from Massachusetts, right? Also acknowledged Democrats must terminate the filibuster to achieve a court realignment. We must expand the court. We must abolish the filibuster to do it. So they're going to change the constitutional layout of our land because they're not happy. That's the bottom line. Because the Supreme Court is conservative. Okay. Established Supreme Court size is 13. It's a nice number, Naylor, the head Democrat Satanist in Congress said. Senator McConnell and Republicans packed the court over the last couple of years, as Senator Markey outlined. No, they didn't pack the court. They did what was constitutionally within their power to do. Okay? So, yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous what's going on here. So, but again, more absurdity, because they're going to be, lawyers have voted for Biden that are going to say, wait a minute, you can't do this. That's just wrong, right? So, this is good. This was they've got to sell this jab big time, folks. They got to sell it big time, and I'm going to show you how they're going to do it. Hold on a second. Let me pull this up. Okay. Hold on.
We have an exclusive announcement for NBC's Roll Up Your Sleeves vaccination special airing this weekend. President Joe Biden, former President and First Lady Barack Michelle Obama, and Dr. Anthony Fauci, they're all slated to join in on the televised vaccine event. It'll be hosted by Grammy-winning recording artist Ciara and her husband, the quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks, Russell Wilson. Roll Up Your Sleeves will be an hour-long show with the aim to inform viewers and encourage folks to go out and get their COVID vaccine. The special will have everybody's on this.
Look at that.
It's a star-studded lineup. I'll name a few: Jennifer Lopez, Jennifer Hudson, Faith.
Look at all these. I'm most disappointed in Charles Barkley. Very disappointed in him on this.
Hill, Matthew McConaughey.
Also Matthew McConaughey. Yeah.
Sterling K. Brown. We've got Billy Crystal, Wanda Sykes.
Who's not there?
Ken Jeong. I should do that. It'd be quicker. Shaq.
Who's not there? Yeah, I should do that. That'd be quicker. These are more pawns telling this story. Okay.
Charles Barkley, among so many others. Roll Up Your Sleeves airs Sunday at 7 p.m. right here.
Presented by Walgreens. What a shocker. What a shocker.
On NBC. And for more information on when and where and how you can sign up to receive your COVID vaccine, we encourage you to head over to planyourvaccine.com.
This tool, and he's always been a tool, even when he tried to be cool, is a pawn in the game, but he's a willing pawn because he's been given a life of leisure, of fame, and he's a joke. So that's what's going on, folks, in the world around us. It is maddening and mind-blowing, I understand, but understand, look at how they're selling it with the black population. Look how they're selling it with the and the blacks, by the way, the black population, folks, if you're a black American or you're a black human on this planet and you're seeing your black leaders pushing you to get this jab, just research Tuskegee, when the government, the precursor to the CDC, actually injected a black community with syphilis and treated some and let others die a horrible, painful death. And even after they figured out the treatment that did work to cure them, they didn't treat the ones that were dying and let them die. That is what you have to look forward to from the precursor and now the CDC. This is not about curing you. This is about population control. This is about eugenics. It's about genocide. Okay? This is 5,800 fully jabbed Americans have contracted CV, 74 dead. This is the CDC's numbers, folks. So I'm not going to tell you that this is anything different. Like if we went to the CDC, we could find this. The Epic Times did this. I've got another email. I think it's from, it's directly from the Epoch Times. They sent me an email about this story. Okay, so these are numbers from the CDC. Okay, make no mistake about it. And so that's so this isn't medical misinformation. So let's shift gears away from that. We know that that's an absurdity that is waking up a lot of people. But U.S. expels Russian diplomats, imposes sanctions for hacking. This is just it's again just projection against the Russians. The real reason they're doing this, if they're really concerned about voting, they'd be looking elsewhere. Okay, if they were really concerned about fair elections, they would be looking elsewhere. They're still using this Russian narrative, and folks, don't get me wrong. Like there's no question about it that foreign countries are interested in controlling America as best they can, and so there's no reason to believe that to not believe that Putin and Russia is any different. Excuse me, other than the fact that I believe he's on Trump's side. And he's part of taking out the NWO. But why aren't they looking at China? There's more evidence that China influenced our elections. There's more evidence that Italy influenced our elections, and Germany, influenced our elections. And so mainly through the location of the Domino company that was doing it. So I can't say the word because we'll get flagged. So this is also about the Ukraine, because Biden's trying to hurt Putin without going to war because he doesn't want him affecting Ukraine. Okay, so. Not going to get too deep into that. It's just more nonsense from the guy who is not who we think he is. Okay, not by a long shot. There was a post that I did earlier. Let me see. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, so let me see if I can find this. Hold on. Here we go. What is this? Let me play this. I want to play this. This is from Carrie Spriggs.
When I amassed my fortune in computer software, I demonstrated that I was willing to lie, steal code, cheat my partners, and exercise monopolistic control to destroy my competitors.
Hold on. This is somebody doing a parody of one of my least favorite people. Let's listen in. I think this is good. Hold on. Let me make it full screen.
Eaters. As your unqualified, non-elected global human health overlord, I'd like to take this opportunity to flaunt my position of power and influence over society and share some of my plans for you and your future. When I amassed my fortune in computer software, I demonstrated that I was willing to lie, steal code, cheat my partners, and exercise monopolistic control to destroy my competitors. Now that I've retired, I can rebrand myself as a humanitarian. With my for-profit foundation masquerading as a charity, I can advocate for population reduction and sponsor mass human experiments with unproven vaccines in vulnerable populations. Like my father, a powerful banker, eugenicist, and Rockefeller crony himself, it's always been my ambition to decide who lives and, more importantly, how many have to die. Whether it's under the guise of climate change or world health, it's really all about controlling and culling the human herd for fun and profit. In November of last year, I hosted Event 201, a war game simulation of a global pandemic. Leaders from private corporations, global banks, governments, and the media got together to strategize ways they could align in lockstep when responding to a worldwide health crisis. Using a coordinated campaign of fear-mongering, intimidation, social shaming, and economic blackmail, we realized that we could get around dangerous philosophies like individual liberty and national sovereignty. With an obedient population, we would be free to implement our own top-down solutions, like forced quarantines, social distancing, contact tracing, and mandatory testing, as a means to seize technocratic control of society. Now imagine my excitement when we had the opportunity to declare our own global pandemic. It was my chance to look like the Nostradamus of public health and to position myself and business partners like Dr. Fauci as the de facto authorities on response and solutions. Through exaggerated doomsday scenarios and computer simulations, our petty control freaks instituted harsh rules and draconian lockdowns. Even after our dire predictions proved false, scared and well-meaning people continued to submit to the arbitrary and foolish demands of their so-called leaders. Having achieved global lockdown and medical martial law, we will continue to hold hostage your ability to congregate, work, travel, or do just about anything until we're prepared to roll out our bigger plan. I like to call this Pandemic 1, because believe me, we have others in the works. Our final solution is to have you begging for us to vaccinate, tag, and digitally track each one of you like livestock. Not only will my foundation enjoy legal immunity and trillions in profits, but these mandatory experimental vaccines will move us so much further down the road to absolute centralized global control. If only my good friend Jeffrey Epstein had been here to celebrate with me aboard the Lolita Express. So remember, global citizens, this will end when I say it ends. Could be a year, maybe 2 years, maybe never. I guarantee that if we have our way, it will be at least until you're not able to do anything to stop it. Just surrender your personal freedom and common sense to our fear merchants in government and the media, because none of this works unless you all go along with it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to do some augmented reality spirit cooking with Marina Abramovich. Bye now.
Yeah, how about that? That is pretty much it, isn't it? And pretty much just like what I've been saying for a year and more over this stuff. Thank you, Carrie Spricks, for that. That was pretty cool. And I don't know who did that. Let me see. Quincy Jones did that. Quincy Jones. I don't think the music Quincy Jones. Let's see. And okay, this is interesting. Barbara's got a couple more drops that I'm going to check out. Okay, so Ivanka's shot was photoed on 4/14, and the photo said 4/15. Possible calm. It's the address to BioNTech. They were the ones who created the Pfizer shot. As der Goldgrube 12 55131 Mainz, Germany. Okay. This is the Pfizer BioNTech CV-19 vaccine. The Pfizer BioNTech, sold under the brand name Comirnaty, is an mRNA-based CV-19. The German company BioNTech is the developer of the vaccine and partnered for support with clinical trials, logistics, and manufacturing with American company Pfizer, as well as Chinese company Fosun in China, Hong Kong, and Macau. Wow. I did not know that. Awesome. BioNTech in Gematria equals Nasara. Vaccine BNT162B2 Gematria equals gold. The scan code. Look at PIC. It shows more of what on the table. Interesting. Okay. Let me see if I can blow this up for us. Let me flip this around and then go in. Yep, this is Mainz, Germany. Okay, and that scan is going to take us right back to Mainz, Germany, I imagine. Let me see if I can get that. It's in an angle, so it's hard to get that QR reader. But you can see it's from this company, manufacturing in Gold Janube 12, which is also says gold, doesn't it? Right? ERB 0712. Let's see if, let me see. Let me go back to Barb here. Let me see if I can, okay, awesome. Shannon Morgan and I did that decode. Well done, Shannon and Barbara. Thank you. Yes, the scan does work. And what's the scan take you to, Barbara? Please. Maybe I blew it up too much. And let me take us here. Let me take us to Q alerts. The 712, I believe, was on in that picture. Hold on. Where'd you go? There you are. Okay. Yes, it takes you to the company. Okay. Great. Great. Okay, and I've got Jordan unloading on Fauci. I'll check that out here in a minute. And what I wanted to do is go back to that picture, and I believe 712 and ER8 PAA 166. So 712. Let's try 166. Those are just the numbers we see. We could also be Gematria, but 7112 says you will cease to exist. Truth to power. How's the bunker these days? 14 live. Hello. PEOC force failed. 14, by the way, it was on the 14th, right? That supposedly the picture was taken. Okay. Let me see if we've got a link for PEOC. I don't believe we do. Yeah, Presidential Emergency Operations Center. Presidential Emergency Operations Center, right? Okay, so force Presidential Operations Center force failed. Okay, you will cease to exist. Obviously, they're talking to the cabal. Okay, 166. Let's see. Repost a corrected thread. Expand your thinking. What are patterns? What is map? Nothing related to this. Yeah. Nothing related to the jab. And I thought there might be something connected to that. Thank you, ladies, for that. That's pretty awesome. Awesome decode. And let me see. Yep. Let's see. Okay. Whiplash said, wow, I just scanned the QR code that appears in Ivanka's photo, and I got the number, the ERB, ER8. I have put it in DuckDuckGo, and the first thing that appears to me is this website, 8kun, related to the Q drops where it can be read. 17 Research General, number 17007. We're not going to take it. This is mind-boggling at times. Wow. Okay, so 17007, my guess is that's 177 that they're doing here. Unless I'm mistaken, I'm reading this incorrectly. 177 keywords confirm green sky. Why were the keywords added to the string, or what was the purpose? What was previously stated to who specifically? Who countered? Plus, who countered? Learn to read the map. Missing critical items. Graphic is key. Ordering is critical. I don't understand where they came with this this number. Okay. So if somebody knows that, please let me know. And let me see what we got next. If we got anything there. That was from Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. Is this another one or the same one? Same one, it looks like. Okay. Lisa, do you understand what the number was, please? Lisa Beauvais, and I'm not seeing you, all of you. Okay, so okay. You scanned the one in the glove. Okay, was that the let me take a look at that. I'm not seeing it all. Oh, this one on the glove. Interesting. Okay. Well, that's very unique. There's one in the glove. That's really odd. Why would they have a barcode in the glove? Wow. Okay. Interesting. You guys see that, right? Let me pull this up here. All right. Having some tough time here. Here we go. Right there. That looks like it would be harder to scan. Maybe I'm missing something here, but okay. Yeah, could absolutely be a comm, folks. Absolutely could be a comm. No question about it. Great stuff, Barb. Thank you. All right. So let's go to the Fauci-Jordan thing real quick.
Give us your best guess then.
I just did.
No, you didn't. You didn't give us a time. When do you think this is going? Are we going to be here 2 years from now wearing masks?
No, I don't.
Asked Dr. Fauci the same question.
Well, let me answer your ranting again. Let me
I'm not ranting.
Yes, you are.
No, here's how it works, Dr. Fauci. Right. I get to ask you the questions. You're the highest paid official in the United States government. You've given us your advice on baseball, on dating apps, on cruise ships. You told us 0 masks, 1 mask, 2 masks, now back to 1 mask. I'm just asking you, when is it going to end? You can say I'm ranting. I'm actually asking the question that the citizens I get the privilege of representing, and my name actually goes on a ballot. I don't think your name's ever been on a ballot. My name goes on a ballot. The citizens I represent want to know the answer to when they can get their liberties back. You can call that ranting. I actually call it standing up for the Constitution, which I take an oath to uphold, Dr. Fauci, every year, every term that I serve in this Congress representing the folks in the 4th District of Ohio. So it is not ranting. It is defending the First Amendment.
Badgering.
And we'd like an answer, or your best guess, since you got an answer for everything else.
Well,
so where's the answer? What was his answer? Thank you for dropping that. Well, that was Crystal Teeny. But that was from Rhonda. Hey, thank you, Rhonda. So did we hear that? Did we hear the rant? Let me see if we got it on this one. That was a question. Just demolish Fauci.
I recognize this.
I didn't hear what he said.
Have been shut down. People can't go to church.
Do that.
No, you haven't given anything specific. You said we hope when this. Tell me.
Mr. Chair now recognizes Mr. Jordan for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Dr. Fauci, when is the time? When is the time? Well, in your written statement, you say, now is not the time to pull back on masking, physical distancing, and avoiding congregate settings. When is the time? When do Americans get their freedom back? Can you put your microphone on, please?
Sorry. When we get the level of infection in this country low enough that it is not a really high threat.
What is low enough? Give me a number. What I mean, we had 15 days to slow the spread, turned into 1 year of lost liberty. What metrics, what measures, what has to happen before Americans get their freedoms back?
My message, Congressman Jordan, is to get as many people vaccinated as quickly as we possibly can to get the level of infection in this country low that it is no longer a threat. That is when. And I believe when that happens, you will see.
What determines when?
I'm sorry.
What measure? I mean, are we just going to continue this forever, or when do we get to the point? What measure? What standard? What objective outcome do we have to reach before Americans get their liberty and freedoms back?
You know, you're indicating liberty and freedom. I look at it as a public health measure to prevent people from dying and going to the hospital.
You don't think Americans' liberties have been threatened the last year, Dr. Fauci? They've been assaulted. Their liberties have.
I don't look at this as a liberty thing, Congressman Jordan.
Well, that's obvious.
As a public health thing.
But
I disagree with you on that.
You think the Constitution is suspended during a virus, during a pandemic? It's certainly not.
This will end for sure when we get the level of infection very low. It is now at such a high level. There's a threat again of major surge.
Dr. Fauci, over the last year, Americans' First Amendment rights have been completely attacked. Your right to go to church, your right to assemble, your right to petition your government, freedom of the press, freedom of speech have all been assaulted. I mean, for a year now, Americans haven't been able to go to church. Even today, when they go to church, they're limited in the size of worshipers who can meet. Your right to assemble? Oh, my goodness. We had a curfew last fall in Ohio. You had to be in your home at 10. In Pennsylvania, you had to be in your home. When you're in your home, you had to wear a mask. In Vermont, when you were in your home, you didn't have to wear a mask, Dr. Fauci, because you weren't allowed to have people over to your house.
Yeah, Congressman Jordan.
Your ability to petition your government for a year, American citizens haven't been able to come to their capital to petition their government, to talk to their representatives, and freedom of the press. These very pictures that Representative Scalise just showed you and talked about, guess what? The press isn't allowed in those facilities. The press is not, the Biden administration will not let the press in there. And certainly freedom of speech. I mean, freedom, governor of our third largest state meets with physicians, and that video is censored because they dare to disagree with Dr. Fauci. So I just want to know, when do Americans get their First Amendment liberties back?
You know, I don't think anything was censored because they felt they couldn't disagree with me. I think you're making this a personal thing, and it isn't.
It's not a personal thing.
No, you are. That is exactly what you're doing.
No, your recommendations carry a lot of weight, Dr. Fauci. We just had the chair of the Financial Services Committee said she loves you, and you're the greatest thing in the world.
My recommendations are consistent.
Will the gentleman yield?
No, it's my
now, can I answer the question, please? My recommendations are not a personal recommendation. It's based on the CDC guidance, which is
and I'm asking the question:
underscored.
What measures have to be attained before Americans get their First Amendment liberties back?
I just told you that.
No, you haven't given anything specific. You said we hope when this. Tell me specifically.
Right now, we have about 60,000 infections a day, which is a very large risk for a surge. We're not talking about liberties. We're talking about a pandemic that has killed 560,000 Americans.
I
That's
get
what
that,
we're
Doc.
talking about.
And I don't disagree with that, and I understand how serious that is, but I also understand it's pretty serious when businesses have been shut down, people can't go to church, people can't assemble in their own homes with their friends, with their families, people can't go to a loved one's funeral, people can't get to their government, petition their representative to redress their grievances. Right. I also understand the First Amendment's pretty darn important, and it's been a year, and I want to know when Americans will get those First Amendment liberties back.
Well, you just said people cannot assemble in their own homes. They can. That's a CDC recommendation for vaccinated
Not last fall, they couldn't.
I didn't hear.
Not last fall, they couldn't.
I didn't hear what he said.
The gentleman's time has expired. I'll give you one instance of when we can get our liberties back. It's when 90% of the members of the United States Congress get vaccinated.
Well, I want to know if that's what Dr. Fauci is. It 90%,
That's what
Dr. Fauci? Is it 90%? That's what I'd like to know. Give us some objective standards versus when certain things get reached, we might be able to get back to having our liberty. When? What are the numbers?
Well,
You're going to see a gradual right now we're at an unacceptably high level. On a daily basis, it's unacceptably high, regardless of who you are. What you're going to see as more and more people get vaccinated, and we get over 3 million people a day, you're going to see the level of infection come down, and gradually there will be more flexibility for doing the things that you're talking about.
Where does it get to? When it comes down, what number do we get our liberties back? Tell me the number. Tell me the number.
When 90% of the members of Congress get vaccinated.
But you're not a doctor, Mr. Clyburn. He is. What is the number?
I can't
Thank you for recognizing me, Mr. Clyburn. Thank you.
Chair now recognizes for 5
I'd
minutes.
like my question
Ms.
answered.
Maloney.
Reclaiming my time. Reclaiming my time.
Regular order.
No,
Just a moment.
Mr. Chairman, I don't want you to answer my question. The American people want Dr. Fauci to answer the question.
But
what does it have to be?
Sir. You need to respect the chair and shut your mouth.
Don't worry about this. We're going to handle this. And I think Mr. Jordan knows me very well. And he knows full well that we're going to handle this. Your time has expired, and the chair now recognizes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Ms. Maloney.
Wow. Awesome, Jordan. I don't understand why he agreed with the numbers, because the numbers are completely wrong. There's not 540,000. 130,000 of those numbers CDC said were miscounted. Okay, and there's no mention of the 5 governors in 5 states that have that sent those our greatest generation back positive back into the nursing homes. So yeah, so that's not accurate. That Jordan, I wish, would have challenged him on that as well. Todd, Cindy, will you guys please call in? I'm sorry we ran a little late. I wanted to get you in a little bit sooner. Excuse me. And I am going to pull up the following while we're on this topic. And that is, let me find it here. Okay, this is very, very important here. Okay, this is, I had the link. Hold on, I'd rather go to the link. Let me see. Let's see. It had the link, Christy, of this, but let me go to this chart. So this is the analysis of vaccine candidates and sponsor status, development, and production, and then lab testing: Pfizer, Moderna, AstraZeneca, J&J, Novavax, Sanofi, GSK, Inovio, Merck. Right? Okay, here it is. But now I can't click to the link. Here it is. Okay. So, pro-life leaders assess concern about the use of aborted-derived cell lines in CV jabs. Okay. In December, the Charlotte Lozier Institute, the research arm of the pro-life Susan B. Anthony list, provided an analysis of the Operation Warp Speed coronavirus vaccines as noted that the majority were not produced using aborted derived cell lines. Several used abortion-derived cell lines in laboratory testing, or their use in testing could not be determined, CLI said. In a report updated in early March, CLI provided the following chart assessing the use of abortion-derived cell lines in some of the high-profile CV-19 jabs, and what you need to know about the jabs. Okay. Most do not use fetal cells for production. Several used abortion-derived cell lines in testing. Experts urge all vaccine developers to use non-controversial alternatives. Okay. They've established a new chart and trying to get the, let me see the full chart here. Okay. So this is the full chart. And it's hard to read this. Okay. I got to look into this a little bit more. Christy, if you could give me, let's see. Okay, I think this is it. Hold on. I think this is what I want. Okay, so this is where we'll find it. And they use, okay, all right. Design and development, they use Vero monkey cells, more Vero monkey cells, okay. Ethical cell lines is a matter of policy. To develop ethical human cell lines that would be used in the biomanufacturing of vaccines, protein therapeutics. Okay, there they are. Okay. Hey, Ada.
Hey, Paul. How are you?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
Oh, I just vomited in my mouth a little bit listening to Dr. Fooey.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
Seriously? Such a fraud.
Oh, my God.
And not once did I hear him answer the question in 5 minutes.
No, not at all.
I mean, seriously?
Yep. Pretty pathetic. Pretty darn pathetic. I mean, it's just...
it's ridiculous.
Yeah. But, you know, how many people were awakened by just that back and forth, you know? It's...
Well, there better be a lot of them because I'm getting tired of this movie.
I know. I know. It's we all are. And you know, we don't know
but
why.
We're gonna hold the line.
Absolutely. And
it's just Dr. Fooey he just makes my blood boil because he's such a fraud.
Yeah.
And so many people take him as such an expert.
Oh,
really?
Never been elected.
Anybody with the 3 letters, I don't really think are the experts that they portray themselves to be.
And also, all you got to do is know who you know, Dr. Judy Mikovits is, and to hear her story and how they ruined her life for
Absolutely.
so long, to understand what kind of person this guy is. And he's not good. He's not a good dude.
I wonder if we could get her on the show.
Yeah, you know what? I would love to get Dr. Judy on. Guys, if anybody has access to her, please let me know.
I was thinking at one time that there was a Snedhead that had mentioned that, but I can't remember, obviously, with my head who it was.
Yeah, right.
I was thinking that there was somebody.
Yeah,
If
anybody
it
has
is, let us
access,
know,
please reach
guys.
out. Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to have her
She'd be
on.
very enlightening to have on.
Yeah. I'm a little confused about this chart, but it's just that going back, um, the bishops of the Catholic Church are involved because of using aborted fetal tissue, and they say the AstraZeneca is more morally compromised and should be avoided if alternatives are available, because of the use of aborted fetal tissue, and and also the J&J is produced with the help of abortion-derived cell lines. And Pfizer and Moderna's vaccines raised concerns because an abortion-derived cell line was used for testing them, but not in their production. And the J&J was developed, tested, and is produced with abortion-derived cell lines, raising additional moral concerns. So, yeah, it is. This is the world that we live in, where they're killing babies so that they can poison the planet, basically.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking
and we're
at.
just anti-vaxxers. We don't have but half of a brain, and we're just the new age people.
Yeah, we're hippies.
Yeah, we're hippies.
We're just hippies.
We don't do any research, do we? We don't spend hours doing research from credible sources like ourselves.
Yeah.
Instead of going to other sources. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How's Ted? Oh, I wanted to show this. I had this on my Tesla there with you.
He is.
Hey, Todd, how you doing, bud?
He was yelling at the phone.
Yeah.
I don't understand what Ada just said, but hey, everybody, how's it going?
Hey, bud.
How you doing, brother? You sound tired.
I am. I didn't get a nap. I've been sleeping like every day in the afternoon, and I didn't get one today. So we'll wrap it up pretty quick here. I wanted to get your stuff in, and also to show. I'm showing the two Bidens and the ears. The unattached earlobes and the attached earlobes of Robinette. Yeah, I mean, you can't get around this, folks. It's not like, the older you get, your lobes start to attach to your neck. This isn't an aging thing. Okay.
Yeah. I've heard that's a new plastic surgery. I think it's to help him when he's swimming naked in front of his Secret Service people. It helps him swim.
Right. Now I will say this, that this I think this is a bit of disinformation as well, and I'll tell you why. And I didn't realize this when I posted it. I should have said something about it. But the attached earlobes and unattached, these aren't. This isn't Biden's ears. I don't know why you would use, because one of them is pierced. So it just shows attached and unattached earlobes, but these are not Biden's ears, which is kind of lame because you could have just used Biden's ears in this graphic. So I'm going to, yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to change the ears to prove the point. Actually, you can use the real ears.
Exactly. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to get rid of it.
Yeah, I did that. I did a post on that about 4 months ago, I think.
Oh yeah, we've been talking about that for a long time. Yeah, and just wanted to. We had a few other things that I wanted to go over. Let me see. Hold on. Let me pull up what else we got. Oh, well, this is big. when we're talking about O'Keefe, right? That Twitter permanently blocked James O'Keefe after CNN expose.
Yeah, I saw that on disclose.tv.
Yeah. And so we showed this on Tuesday, I think Tuesday, and then we had, and then O'Keefe got banned from Twitter, and so they've got some splaining to do, and because it was CNN's own words that they admitted to being propaganda, and we showed this whole thing, and it's pretty pathetic, and so this guy is gonna go down, and CNN's gonna go down, and CNN is propaganda, no question about it. And now Twitter, we see big tech once again taking the side of propaganda. So Twitter, if you work at Twitter, folks, if you have stock in Twitter, fuck you. That's all. You're on the wrong side of history, and you're limiting our First Amendment free speech. And so if you're on Twitter, folks, please do hashtag free James O'Keefe, please. Okay. Hashtag free James O'Keefe. You'll see I just did one, free James O'Keefe. That's all. And it's right above my my live stream. So please hashtag free James O'Keefe. And then, yeah, how about that, Todd? Unbelievable, but not. Unbelievable. This is pretty disturbing. Did you hear about this ranch down in Texas that the DOJ seized a 260-year-old Texas ranch along the border? This literally, they've owned this land since 1760, right? Before our Declaration of Independence. And this was, Biden had already said that they would, and Biden said in an interview with NPR's Lula Garcia Navarro, end it, and stop, done, over, not going to do it, withdraw the lawsuits, we're out, we're not going to confiscate the land, okay? The Biden Department of Justice took over the lawsuit in January 2021. Law and Crime reported the government still wanted that land condemned. The Cavazos family and the attorneys had hoped the 46th president would stand by his August 2020 words and stop fighting in court for Trump's border wall. But Biden didn't do that. The lawsuits were not withdrawn. Citing the government's need for urgency of possession, the district court held that the Biden administration is entitled to immediate possession of the subject property. Okay? Yeah, so that's happening. So again, he's not sticking to his word at all. Yeah. Oh, and then since Kamala Harris has been put in charge of the border situation, 20,000 illegal aliens escaped into the U.S. Okay. And folks, if you've escaped into the U.S. During her tenure in that role, please go to Brentwood, and her street is called Kenter Canyon. Kenter Canyon. It's just north of Sunset Boulevard, and please just come on in, and you can sleep in her yard. All right. So she will give you refuge, and she's got a big house, so there's plenty of room there. You can use the bathroom, sure. So yeah, come on and make yourself at home, as per Kamala, VP. There you go. What you got for us, brother? You want to talk some deltas? Did I lose you guys? What the hell? All right. This is unbelievable. And they're probably trying to call back in. Let me see. Let me try to call them back. Mm-hmm.
Hello, Paul.
I am just here talking to myself and 19.
Well, I was talking to the phone, but nobody was saying anything. It was just like I had such good things too, Dave. I mean, I was on a roll.
And I'm sure you lost them. Like, can't remember them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know your game. I was talking to myself and 1,988 of my closest friends. So what do you got for us? You got some deltas, my friend? What do you got? Are you there? Oh my God. All right, I'm calling them on Telegram. This is ridiculous. Folks, if you think this is like normal shit, I'm telling you, you couldn't be farther from the truth there. This is not normal, and there's a lot of people that aren't having these kind of problems, and but there's also a lot of people that aren't nailing and haven't been. We've been nailing stuff for. I've been nailing stuff for 2 years, folks. I've been over the target for 2 years, doing this broadcast, and the past year we've really ramped it up because we had to, because of the tyranny we're under. And right now I can't even contact them through Telegram. So I'm trying you through Telegram, Todd, Cindy. While we're waiting on them, I'm going to go to one other here for you. And let me see. Let me see. Hold on a second. There we go. It's ringing.
Hello?
Hey there.
Hi.
Let's try Telegram, shall we?
Sure. It's like every time Todd tries to talk, certain people don't want him to say anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Todd's like, here, you answer. He's tried to talk many times.
I'll just write stuff out, and she can tell you what I said.
Do the sign language, honey.
Tesla says that he thinks Fauci lives under a bridge. Wow. Yeah, that's all I was going to go to anyway. I looked. I did April 15th, 2020 and April 15th, 2018. There was no 19. I wanted to start with the with 2020 because of the ID number. Now the subject matter of 2018 is good too, because that's Supreme Court stuff.
Oh, interesting. Wow. Okay.
And isn't that funny how that pops back in right when they're talking about packing the court?
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so I'm at 2020. I'll also pull up 2018 on a different one. Where do you want to begin, my friend?
Yeah, I thought it was interesting also that this correlates with our other drops that we talked about the other night. 3967 talks about Is that the one?
Always Q with the cross and the flag.
Yeah, I thought that said something about armor of God. Yes,
Yeah.
just like yeah, the armor of God reference in the Pompeo tweet.
Yep. We were just
he directly said, yeah.
We were just here with the Pompeo tweet, and just like Q and Q Plus, put on that armor of God, patriots. Keep praying. In the end, God wins. That where we go one, we go all. These people are pure evil. This is not about politics. You are ready. That was an anon that posted that, by the way, and then Q got back. Q shared it and got back to them. Nice. Where else would you like to go?
Yeah, I thought that was a good one because it just was so on point.
Hey Todd, I want to say something real quick about the 17 drops. I've gotten some criticism from going back to 17, and not just by one person, not by two, by three. If you don't understand why we go back to the 17 drops, folks, you're missing the point here. You have more than you know. And what they've already done, what Q has already posted, is now they're just pointing us to the point in the book. It's like, people who read the Bible, okay, and somebody says, "Oh, that's outdated," or "That's that was written a long time ago." They haven't had a new Bible quote in a long time, folks. They haven't had a new a parable in a long time. They haven't had a new beatitude in a long time. All right, a new psalm in a long time. This is what you go back to the Bible for guidance. You go back to the Bible for wisdom, and it's not linear. You go into the Bible and you find different parts of the Bible that inspire you, that appeal to you. Old Testament, New Testament, and you keep going back to it. And so it's like a great book on your bookshelf that you go back to for inspiration. That's what we're talking about here. Us going back to these drops is connecting us with things that are happening now and things that were predicted to happen now. And it's an absolute source of inspiration because look at all the shitty news that I just shared with you. You guys like that shitty news all the time? And why do we always end with Todd and the drops? Because that gives us hope. It gives us real hope of inspiration because this stuff has been predicted. So if you're not seeing the significance of why we go back here, you're missing out on something here. Okay? So I just wanted to put that out there because guess what? You've got a bunch of patriots out there, a bunch of people running around looking for intel, and 17 said there are no outside comms. You got people out there in the truth community saying they talked to Q. No, they didn't. They haven't. You got people out there in the truth community trying to find, detailed intel, and, none of it can be proven, other than the stuff that we're finding on the deltas takes us exactly to what's happening right now. But it takes time. And that's why some of our shows have been 6 to 8 hours long. And now we're trying to get it in quicker for you and also empower you, repower you to be able to look at this stuff yourself. So Todd, I just wanted to put that out there because I don't want, so there you have it. Are you still here with me?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Awesome.
I think we prove over and over and over that the news unlocks the map. Mm-hmm. And what we have in our hands here on our computers is the map.
Yeah.
And if it never referenced and never went back to something that was pertinent today, then I could see their point.
Yep.
But how many times do we have to go? Like just today, they're talking about packing the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And you can go back you can go right to the Loretta Lynch packing of the court, or the Loretta Lynch and the oh gosh, or was that, did I cheat and go
Right
one
here,
day?
Todd, the 3-year delta, okay, 1161 says SC Supreme Court.
Yeah.
RBG at AS 187, Clown Black Brennan. Okay. Are they saying RBG was taken out? Adam Schiff 187, which is assassination. Trump tweet, Comey throws AG Lynch under the bus. Why can't we all find out what happened on the tarmac in the back of the plane with Wild Bill and Lynch? Was she promised a Supreme Court seat or AG in order to lay off Hillary? No golf and grandkids talk. Give us a break. 15 April 2018. Trump did this. And what were they talking about today? Supreme Court. Okay. And they're talking about, the Democrats are talking about how Trump ruined the Supreme Court.
Right.
And here they're doing tarmac deals to stop prosecution and stop investigation of his wife's emails situation. Right? I mean,
right.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So, if you're reading that news and you're getting all depressed, you're getting all down because, oh my God, they're going to stack the Supreme Court, da, da, da. And then you see that 17 connected the news that was released today was released by the White Hats because the White Hats knew it was going to happen today, predicted it. They had it lined up to tell us that they're in control. This is real, folks. You can't like make this stuff up. Okay. Also, going to 3-year delta 1157. Focus should also be on Supreme Court promise. Only dropped here. POTUS validating drops via Twitter. Per plan timing. Future proofs past. Comms understood. Interesting how he didn't bother with a question mark at the end of the SC question.
Right.
It was a statement.
Yes.
Right. Focus should also be on the Supreme Court promise.
Yeah. They promised to stack the court.
Yes. There you go. And a promise of a position that we're going to manipulate the court. Okay. So, how do you not look at this and say, holy shit?
Yeah. How did they pull the Supreme Court out of their ass just on the same day?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's amazing. If you do it, the thing is, Dave, I think why people struggle with this is because you either do it and you do it yourself, and you do the deltas and you do the tweet timestamps, and you do significant things like in the news. Say there's an event and there's a number that pops up. And if you pop that number in and all of a sudden it leads to a subject that could be, utilized in today's world, like we're seeing these riots start back up, the protests, the peaceful protests, that where they're only throwing rocks and frozen water bottles at the police, and the police are building fence after fence to protect themselves and wearing all their riot gear, but they're not, it's a peaceful protest, of course.
Yeah.
Just to make a point. And, they did this with Antifa like a long time, 2 years before Antifa was even on anybody's tongue on a major network. They called for what was going to happen with the Antifa riots and then the BLM. So, everything that is the news unlocks the map. We're holding the map here. So you have to follow along.
Yeah.
If you think you're just going to read the posts and, read the first one. Oh, Hillary never got arrested. Okay, then give up on Q.
Yep.
Because, you're missing the point. They can't come out and tell you 1-to-1 because the bad people are watching the same thing that we're talking about right now.
Todd,
and in fact, it says it over and over. In fact, it says it today. Things cannot be stated one to one.
And
I'm trying to find it.
Look at the 1147, 1148. Coincidence? Supreme Court, Loretta Lynch deal drop. POTUS tweet, tarmac, coming soon to a theater near you. Right?
Right.
You know, to be clear, LL was promised the Supreme Court position of RBG. These are the first two on April 15th, 2018. The third one has pictures of Lynch, Scalia, Hillary. You know, the fourth one has it. Several pictures of Loretta Lynch talking about the Supreme Court. The fifth one, Supreme Court. Okay. You know, it's just, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And by the way, it says side-by-side graphic SSLL deal. The SS, earlier was SC, obviously, Supreme Court. What's the SS? What am I missing with that?
Secret Service?
Oh, yeah. Because the Secret Service wasn't there.
Right.
For that. Yeah.
Shocking,
wait a minute.
Huh?
SS deal drops with original timestamps. Q is SS correct or a typo? Please clarify. Oh, typo. Supreme Court. It is a typo.
Okay.
Q confirms that right here. Okay. Yeah, look at all these drops of Supreme Court, Todd. Oh my gosh. You got to be kidding me if you don't think that we have to go to this map. Here's as SC Supreme Court every single day. You're not, because otherwise you're just going to get depressed, folks. You're going to get down. You're going to get, you know, because you're not understanding that this is the show. We're supposed to enjoy the show, and every day they're pointing us to the fact that this is a show and that they are in control. Patriots are now in control. Okay. You know, stop feeling sorry for yourself that, you know, oh, it hasn't happened yet. It hasn't happened yet. I know we all do that. We're all frustrated because we all also look like assholes too, right? Because, you know, the whole mainstream media is making the real assholes think we're assholes, okay? The mainstream media is making those that are asleep and indoctrinated look like we're indoctrinated by this crazy 17, right? So,
right.
Yeah.
Well, look at 3970, Dave. You know, and that's the reason that I thought the April 15th, 2020 drops were so big is because that 000 and the white ID, that's always been significant.
Right.
And it talks about Q proofs, and it says we're far beyond the need for proofs. You have more than you know. Derm start Q op start 55 Q. And then it says, when will our voice and vote matter again, Q? It does now, Patriot, more than ever. Think 2016, think 2020, think of the world awakening.
The world awakening.
Right. Not just the U.S. And if you look at things that are happening around the world, you're seeing a lot of protests around the world. I mean, you see them in England, you see them in Germany, you see them, I mean, everywhere. This is not just the United States. And now you're seeing also, I wouldn't be surprised to see some really big things happening with Ukraine and Russia.
Right. And I mentioned the other night that it could be the reveal that Biden's not in charge.
Yeah. Putin could say, you know, well, I'm not talking to anybody but the president, and he's not the president. Could be that simple.
Exactly. And
because he's already booted the banks out of his country.
Yep. Dave, you better wrap this up. I've never seen you yawn so much. You don't need a setback without your rest. Thank you, Dexter Gene. Yeah, we'll wrap this up. But Todd, I know you probably went down a few of these IDs, right?
Yeah, I did, and I thought on the very first one on the page, the 3971, and it says "and frogs to destroy them."
Yes.
Okay, I did a little thing on that because I thought that was that was significant because frogs could be taken two different ways. You know, it could be us, or it could be Navy SEALs. But anyway,
Yep.
I've been
And
noticing a
that's
lot,
biblical
Dave.
too. That's biblical too.
Yeah, yeah. In a lot of my in a lot of my decodes that I've been seeing lately, there's been numbers in sequence, as you'll see on that timestamp for the 3971. The timestamp is 2345. So I went to post 2345.
3971 2345. Yes, I see that. Okay.
And look at this. Look who posted that, Dave. Look at the ID number.
340.
No, the ID number is the 0000.
Oh, right. 0000.
So it's the same ID.
Yeah.
So then it goes straight to 340. And we know about this, about
Feinstein, Murkowski. Oh,
yeah.
Sorry guys. Here we go.
And then it says a phone was present. So they know what was said even.
Hold on, brother. For some reason my monitor, it's not showing where it should be showing. All right, so this is Murkowski and Feinstein absolutely cornering her. So then you went to 340.
Right.
And 340, go ahead and read that, please.
Okay, this goes back. This is about Rosenstein. I think that's going to be one of the key things. Yeah. This is December 13th of 2017. This is very early. And there's a post there, and it says reached estimated 1.2 million patriots. You're reaching more than you know. 1 equals 2, 2 equals 4, 4 equals 8. Godspeed. And then it goes down to a Trump soldier tweet, and it says Inspector General report into the 2016 election and the Hillary Clinton investigation. 1.2 million documents. Production date January 15th, 2018. And then it says 1.2 million, 1.2 million, 1.2 million, 1.2 million. We're on the team. It says you are learning. News unlocks the map. Future proofs past. Not everything can be stated 1-to-1. See, he says earlier, we're beyond needing proofs at this point.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be using the map and the news to find out, what message they want to get out. And there's no way I'm going to stop at this point, with as many Q confirmations we've had. It's ridiculous. I mean, if we could go back over the last, 400 days that we've been doing this at least. And how many times, Dave, have we been like, oh my God,
Yeah. And the Snedheads have been the same way. They've been, oh my God, this is unbelievable. I'm so glad I stayed the 8 hours. I'm so glad I stayed the 7 hours because boom, 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 like holy shit, you got to be kidding me. Like, right. There's been so many, but we must not have, little faith. We must have the faith of the mustard seed. Hawk, thank you. It's folks, this is we've been told this has been predicted, and not Todd, tell me your understanding of not everything can be stated 1-to-1, because I've got a
well, they can't come out and just say, hey, this is what we're going to do next, because this is what we're going to do next, and this is what we're going to do next, and that's going to lead to this. This is all the plan.
Yeah.
Imagine, how many times this has had trouble when President Kennedy wanted to do the same things that 17 is trying to accomplish right now. What happened to him?
Yeah.
I mean, this goes all the way back to, you can probably take it back to Lincoln.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's a reach to do it, but it's also, look at Reagan, look at 9/11. All these are connected. This is all when anybody tried to push where they shouldn't push, as far as the cabal is, concerned with their power. As soon as it's been challenged in any way, there's been a really big event that's happened. And I believe that they're trying to unfold this plan with as little devastation and loss as possible. If it takes longer, so what?
Yeah.
Get over it. Get over it, people. I mean, believe me, I want it done yesterday just as much as everybody else, but I also don't want them slipping up, because it cost 20 years the last time they made a mistake, as far as I'm concerned, with 9/11. Because here we are. Well, yeah, and I think that they're saying also that they can't divulge the plan. And that's why they have to have these references, like, when Nadler puts out a statement last night about adding 4 justices to the Supreme Court, and then today it's a news item. That news unlocks the map, which led to a Supreme Court, all of these posts about the Supreme Court today. Do you think that was coincidence? I mean, when was the last Supreme Court post that I can remember? Maybe within the last month, but it was, part of something else. And there weren't like 8 posts about the Supreme Court. And the other thing, if there's a key word of the day, Dave, like pause on the vaccine. That pause. Everybody was saying pause. That was put out in the 4 a.m. narrative. If you put pause in the map, plug the news in the map, you'll come up with 2726. Yeah. Okay, and it comes up 2726 says, be alert next 10 days. False flag attempts may be carried out in attempt to change the narrative, negative optics. High possibility of multiple day coverage event forcing pause on the news. See something, say something. See, I think that's a little tidbit of information that if you use this correctly, you use this tool.
Yeah.
It's a warning. And if you haven't seen the FFs lately, there's been tons of them with all the shootings and with all look at the cop. Now the police with the 13-year-old boy in Chicago, with the guy up in Minnesota, and then do you think it's you think it's coincidence that it's the same time the trial's going on?
Mm-hmm.
It's just all too convenient.
You know, Todd, I was disappointed that Trump said pause yesterday, 2 days ago, because he used basically the talking point of the 4 a.m. narrative, right?
Well, it could be that he was also confirming,
and look where it took us on pause. Drop 35-24. The Trump train. We were just here on Tuesday with the original. Now that the Russia collusion is a proven lie, when did the trials for treason begin? This graphic we went over on Tuesday, and I didn't even know that it was linked to this drop. The President of the United States retweeted this graphic. Pause, reread above. Pause, reread above again. Nature is unpredictable.
Now, why do you think they would use pause twice right there like they did? Because that's not normal sentence structure.
Wow. No, not at all.
Isn't that great? See, I caught that the other day, but
Beautiful.
I didn't bring it up to you because I think I forgot, actually.
Well, no, you made me go to bed Tuesday, I think.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. I think it was like you because you had a treasure trove that we didn't even tap into on Tuesday because of the time constraint. Yeah.
Uh-oh, Dave, I think you're muted.
No.
Or Christy's saying
David is muted.
Christy is saying David is muted.
I am. I'm seeing my my soundboard is saying I'm good.
They're saying sounds great.
Okay.
Delayed. He's good now.
All right, Christy, get your hearing checked.
Christy, you can't be a producer if you have bad equipment.
And go get a new bottle of air, Dave.
I know, right? I know. I'm running low.
Is that why your mouth was open like a fish, like sucking for air? Like,
get your bottle of air from the house. Let Todd talk for a little bit.
Don't make fun of me. Hey, but hey, Todd. Great catch on the pause, by the way, because look at this. Look at this. Obama. Christian ring. Pixel surface of Hussein holding AK-47 in tribal attire. One of many. Net shut down. Fake pic pushed by MSM. They'll say it's a fake pic. Video's backup will say that it doesn't. Google kill, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Yahoo, Bing kill, Instagram kill. Net will be paused. Hammer on the clock.
Yep.
Beautiful. Wow.
Yeah. We don't inform our enemies of the specifics. We instead instill fear in them to make unplanned and disastrous counter moves.
Yep.
Why would you tell them? Why would you state one for one?
Right.
This is what we're talking about. The graphic, they're talking about the graphic in 127. Look how early this is, Dave, in 2017. Let's pause and say hello to the rogue intelligence agencies currently monitoring these threads. Was the money worth it? Titanic. I mean,
well, Titanic.
I thought that since pause was used by every mainstream media outlet, that you had to go look for pause in the map.
Yeah. Their ship is sinking. One comm from that. Was the money worth it? The sinking of the Titanic killed Strauss, Guggenheim, and Astor, who were against the Federal Reserve, and then they were able to instill the Federal Reserve. Was the money worth it? Why? Because all those people will soon be gone. Okay. This is great.
Is everyone still hearing you?
Let me go to the chat here.
because I'm seeing Jacqueline Stitt said can't hear Dave. I think it's Thomas Klein said that it has something to do with on the screen. Let's see. Oh, Dave is muted only when he shows a full screen of himself.
If he has something on the screen, you can hear him.
I'm muted when it's my screen. All right.
What the hell?
Now Christy's going to give me hell for saying she's got to get her hearing checked. All right.
Poor guy. I feel for you.
Well, and what did everybody miss?
What everybody missed, I think, was I went to the full screen on just a little chat between you and I before we went to pause.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, like Michelle said, it's bedtime.
Yep, I agree. But guys, when there's a word that's out of that every mainstream media outlet, if they call, like, if just say tomorrow's word of the day is insurrection,
right?
And you hear it over and over and over. Use this tool and type in insurrection, and if it comes up, see the significance and follow the map.
Yeah.
I mean, every one of you is capable of doing it, and and share with us when you find this stuff. I mean, I'm more inclined, if you guys do this kind of work on your own and you want to share it with us, I'd love that. I don't need really to see, like a video that is going around that a million people have shared. We'll get those. But, and I'm not saying don't share, but I would really like to see you guys do this all on your own, because you're very capable, and your mind will expand, and maybe you'll even come up with some other way of doing this, that we don't do, that it'd be like magical.
Yeah, exactly. Starsky, it's only 9:00 where I'm at, but I've been up since 4, and I didn't get a nap today, and I've got a pulmonary embolism, so that's the issue.
Yeah,
it has nothing to do with time.
Right,
it has to do with what I'm dealing with right now.
We want what's best for you, Dave, so let's cut it short.
Yeah. All right. Hey, Todd, you want to, or Cindy, you want to lead us in a prayer, and we'll call it?
Okay. I'd be glad to.
Thank you.
Yes, dear Heavenly Father, we come to you this evening with open arms and asking that you hold all of us in your hands, that you help those that are going through health struggles, financial struggles, family struggles, guide them, let them feel your arms around them, send them angels to be around them. Watch over those that have had the shot. Watch over our loved ones that we're worried about. And we pray that you just hold them in your arms and let the best outcome come from that. Mm-hmm. We also ask that you be with those that are boots on the ground right now that we don't know about, but we know that they're happening. And we ask that you keep them safe and hold their families near and give them comfort while their loved one is out there fighting the good fight for our country and the world. And we ask also, Father, that you hold the Trump family, President Trump and his family, as well as all of the patriots, in your arms. Please send protection over all of us. Guide us with your guidance as only you can do. And we ask that you give us the strength to carry on each day and to fight the good fight. And we ask for special healing prayers for Dave and his father and his brother, as well as for Todd and my mom and every other's person that's out there in our family or that's listening to this. We ask for
And
healing.
Lynn's son as well.
And yes, Lynn's son, especially, that is going to have a procedure done tomorrow. And also with her family, as they lost a dear family member, her uncle, this past week. And those that have also lost fur babies this week. So we thank you, Lord, for everything that you do for us and the protection that you're giving us. And we ask in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you for that, Cindy. That was beautiful. I was opening my eyes during the prayer so I wouldn't fall asleep. But
thanks, Dave. Old Windbag Ada.
And baby Jesus.
Windbag Ada. Yeah.
Thank you, baby Jesus.
Yeah. Quick Hail Mary, I think, would have been good. No.
All right. Go get your can of air.
That's why we don't let her lead the prayer service.
No, seriously, that was beautiful. I really appreciate you for that.
I'm just giving her a hard time.
Hey, listen, I just remembered we got a birthday tonight, a special birthday of a Snedhead, and her daughter reached out, and I'm trying to remember who it was. Please reach out in the chat right now. Because I think it was the 15th, but you reached out like a week ago, and now your messenger is buried under thousands of messages. But I wanted to give a shout out to your mom and wish her a happy birthday. And now I can't, I can't find it. So please, if you're out there, tell me whose birthday is it. And let me see. Did I find it? Did you say early? Let me see. Let's see. Love you, Flip. Thank you. Love you all. Yeah. So whose birthday is it? Yeah. Happy birthday to you. Yeah. Who's? Oh, come on. Verna says same brand of canned air comes in peppermint. I got to get some of that, which also helps to breathe. I can see that. Let me see. Happy birthday. Quinn's Peak. My birthday is Monday the 19th, so we got to let you know. Alita Jolie said happy birthday to April Flowers. Is that right? Whose is it? I gotta do this, guys. Who is it? Dana, happy belated birthday. Lola's beautiful cousin is 51 today. Awesome. Happy birthday. Okay.
Dave.
Jill Kelly.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jill Kelly. Happy birthday, or Kennedy. Is it Kelly or Kennedy? Let me see. Happy birthday, dear Jill. Happy birthday, dear Jill. Happy birthday, dear Jill. Happy birthday to you, and thank you for being. Good night, folks. I love you all. Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Take care of yourself. Love you, Dave.
Love you, Ben.